Hello and welcome once more to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you can see, the garage is empty. I do actually still have one car in my parking from the last big trip to the junkyard I made. I have not decided if I want to do a video on it yet because it is a in-game car rather than a DLC car. So I think this time I'm going to go to the junkyard and try my luck again. So let's head over there. Come on now, I know you can do it. Okay, here we are. Let's see if there's anything here. And this, I think, is a Sakura Moon. It's a in-game sedan. What is this? I think this is a... No, it's not a Calliope. I think it's an Urs. Oh, Emden Lots. Another generic car. I see some stuff over there. Oh, this is a Maserati. Oh no, it's not. I lied. Royal Crown. That's another in-game car. Oh, this looks like a Ford. Yeah, Ford F-350. That's not too bad of a car to do. I think this is this is another Katagiri Katsumoto. It's not even the performance one. What's this? This is a mod. I think this is the mod Porsche 918. It's kind of a mediocre mod. And is this the Firebird? No, it's Camaro. This is also a mod. It's actually, I really don't like this particular mod. You see how the front is all kind of weird? It's because the front on this thing is like a front clamshell that's like all the fenders and bumpers and stuff. I don't really like this one. I may have to just delete this mod. What else is here? Oh, this is a 911 Turbo? No, it's not. It's an America. Oh, I lied. It is a 911 Turbo. Okay, I might end up buying two cars here again. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Okay, I'm gonna buy this, and I'm gonna buy the Porsche. The Porsche is different because the last one that I did a video on was just the regular 911 RS America, and this is the 911 Turbo. So it's a slightly different build. And we should be able to get way more performance out of the turbo one than we did out of the standard one. So let's head on back. Okie doke. And let's try to remember. Car value 29,377. So once again, I will begin by removing all the body parts. Which radiator? Probably radiator A. Yeah. So now we'll start buying all of our little bits. Okay, and this is almost everything that we need. I know that there's a radiator fan and radiator cover, and it's probably radiator B, but want to make sure. I hate to buy the wrong parts. I didn't take out the window. Clear my inventory of the junk. It is radiator fan housing B. Okay, that's all the body-mounted parts. Now we can start installing the body parts. And that should be all the body parts. Yep, global body 100%. Nope, yep, okay, that's what I wanted. Let's move it over here so that we can clean it up. Looks like the factory color is white, maybe a little bit off-white. Okay, so the frame and interior should now be 100%. I'm going to do the fuel tank and the exhaust parts now. Let's see what we need here. Muffler B, exhaust pipe C. Gonna be a middle, whoops. Gonna be a couple of middle mufflers and a couple of catalytic converters probably. Yeah, catalytic converter, front exhaust pipe B V8. Is that the right one? It is. Front exhaust pipe B V8. Okay, good. That means that all of our exhaust parts will be performance parts. Oh, that's nice and pretty. I like that. Nice and shiny bits. Okay, let's take this thing down and paint it. Damn thing is so big it barely fits in here. Yeah, so the factory color is kind of a pearl color, I guess. I wonder how it'll look like this. I haven't painted very many cars using the pearl paint. Usually I use the metallic. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look as good as the metallic though. I might repaint it. Okay, let's see where we are value-wise. 90 grand. Started at about 29 grand. So far so good. This is a leaf spring rear end, which is a little bit easier to assemble than this full suspension rear end. And this is even the one that has the leaf springs rather than the solid suspension arms. I'll go ahead and take off the... Actually, it's going to be the transfer case. And the, let's see, I'll need the front drive shaft, the transfer case, and the transmission. There's no starter, so remember to buy a starter. And all the clutch parts. I wish I could just take the leaf springs off and have the bushings come out automatically, but you have to take the bushings out first. That's the one thing about this particular one that kind of annoys me. Okay, so I need 4 small bushings. Oops, let's not delete that yet. I'll go ahead and buy the clutch parts since I'm in this section, because I am going to use performance parts wherever possible. Okay, so I can whack this, and I can whack... Oops, I didn't buy brakes. What did I buy? I'm going to go ahead and buy brakes. Oh, clutch. That's what I bought. It's under gearbox, flywheel, clutch plate. I need to buy a performance gearbox V8. I'll keep that and try to repair it, because usually sells for like $750 repaired. The rest of this stuff I'll try to repair. I should be able to repair a fair amount of it. Let's dismount the tires and see if we can repair the rims. That rim is 21%. This one is 38. We might be able to save one of them. Okay, let's hit the repair table and see what we get. Repaired one of the rims. I saw that one go by. And that was the bad one. Repaired both of the rims. So we've repaired a lot of stuff. Go ahead and sell this now. Yeah, $750, that's worth doing. One leaf bolt, one wheel hub 3, front drive shaft E. What was the other thing? Leaf spring U-bolt, knuckle housing C. Okay, let's go ahead and buy tires now. 275/65/20, off-road tire B. 275/65/20. Yeah, 275/65/20. Always, a couple times I've bought the wrong tires, and it's like just infuriating to buy the wrong parts. Yeah, I got the right ones. So now we can get these all mounted and balanced. That's a great big wheel. Look at the size of that thing. Okay, we can commence to reassembling the rear end now. As usual, I recommend doing bushings first, as you will tear your hair out trying to find them if you forget one. And reassembling the leaf spring rear end is a tiny bit tedious because of the U-bolts. It's not as bad as when you get into the engine and you're doing a whole bunch of camshaft caps or something. But having to individually bolt on the U-bolts is a little bit tedious. And now we can get the wheel assemblies put in. Okay, the rear end is done. I still have the drivetrain stuff to do, but that can't go back on until the engine is done. And still at about, only gained about $6,000 there, but that's because there's like so much other junk that's still on here. I was trying to get the wheel hub bearing, and I reached through and I got the swing arm and the sway bar instead. Is this double wishbone? It is. So we'll have to buy the parts for the double wishbone. It still makes no sense to me that you have to take the lower suspension arm off before you can take the knuckle housing off. I mean, it's like, it just doesn't make sense. Okie doke. So let's start clearing out the garbage. I'm gonna need 12 bushings? Yes. And I will also need, that's under groups, double wishbone shock absorber. Let's just buy those parts now. It was sway bar B. And tie rods, because tie rods are never repairable. Let's see what we have for hubs. Yeah, they're all red. I'll just buy new hubs. The bearings are not repairable anyway, but sometimes I will try to repair the hubs. Usually I only manage to get one of them back. And all the brake parts are red. I'll just flush all of those too. What's left? The rest of this stuff I'll make a stab at repairing. Go ahead and dismount these tires. That rim was at 12%. And this one is at 9. Oh man. Maybe buying new rims. Okay, let's see what we get here. Whoops, I lost the cross member, I think. Neither of those rims are even showing up. So they're both thrashed. That's really not bad at all, though. Only need to buy 2 parts and 2 rims. Knuckle C, cross member C. It was F350, but how big? 20. And then it was off-road tire B. 275, 65, 20. 275, 65, 20. Yep, tires are correct. So let's mount and balance those, and then we can assemble the front end. Holy crap, that thing is big. Okay, we're good to go. Let's install this stuff now. And then we can yank out the engine and rebuild it. Okay, I like to try to put everything in that I can before I have to start moving the camera around and bolting things down, because a lot of stuff you can just kind of throw in there and it'll go into place before you have to start bolting things down. You get a lot of stuff done quickly that way. Oh, I bought all the parts and I didn't actually assemble the damn things. It's so big you can't hardly maneuver around it. Okay, that should be everything. Yep. God, why do I have so many spark plugs? There must be a reason for it. I must have bought too many on that last car I worked on. Or when I did the 2 Mustangs. But why did I don't know how I ended. Well, I won't need to buy any more for this car. Need the engine puller. So value now is $119,000 with no functioning engine in it. Even without that junk, that hunk of junk in the front, well, it drops it by like, let's see, what was it, 119, 113, so it drops $6,000 just because the engine is out, even though the engine is barely even worthy of being called an engine. I guess there's more to it than I thought. Start ripping parts off of this thing. Oh, this is the engine that takes like 16 spark plugs all by itself. I remember this now, because there's 2 per cylinder. I think I bought a fuel filter for it either. Let's get out of here and turn it over. It actually has a here's one rod cap and here's one crankshaft cap. The pistons are going straight into the garbage because you can't repair pistons anyway, and I'm going to replace these with performance pistons. Did that one have a rod cap on it? It does. Okay, let's flush the stuff that we know we're not going to be using again. I actually have 12, 13, 14, 15... I actually have 16 spark plugs already in my inventory. It's like I knew I was going to do this truck. Let's see. The timing stuff is all going to be trash. The camshaft caps are trash. There was an ignition coil. I know that's garbage. Timing chain A, timing shoe V8I. Let's grab the coils. Oh, and the alternator while we're here. And this thing has these weird wires, if I recall correctly. Yeah, from the coils. These go from the coils down to the lower spark plugs. Okay, oh, I didn't buy pistons and rods. Let's do that. Pistons and rings, rather. I know I'm gonna need... I got 2 rod caps out of that. I think I actually have 1 in my inventory. You know what? I'm going to flush those and this and that. Oops, I think I deleted something I shouldn't have. Let's buy 3 crankshaft caps and 7 rod caps. God, let's buy a fuel filter too. While I'm thinking about it. Every engine needs a fuel filter. Probably has fuel rail DI too. Wow, that was all I could repair. Not using that. The water pump is fine, we would use that. Didn't repair the block. I knew the camshafts were no good. Yeah, I don't even think they have performance versions of that. So V8i... Was it V8i? Yeah, engine block V8i, camshaft V8i. Cam gear V8i. I know I'm going to need these camshaft caps. I don't remember how many. I wonder if they have performance heads for this. V8i. There we go. Engine head B. Engine head A. Exhaust manifold V8i. Presumably that's the right one. Is there an intake manifold for it? There is. So I can get rid of that, and that, and that. I know I'm going to need more than one roller. I'm sure I'm going to need a water pump pulley and a crankshaft pulley. And it's not an OHV, I don't think. No, of course it isn't. So fuel pump V8, oil filter V8. It's probably going to be the generic oil pan, I hope. Yep, there's the fuel filter. I love how the flywheel and clutch parts are clipped through the engine stand. This one is way through the plate. Look at that, it's embedded in the flywheel. And the throwout bearing is inside there somewhere. Okay, let's get these things all installed and bolted down. Oh good, it was oil pan V8. I was worried for a second about that. Okay, now we can flip her over. Stick the heads on. There. That's what I needed to know. I knew that I was going to need a whole bunch of those camshaft caps, so I need 16 of them. No, that's wrong. What the hell am I talking about? It's 4 per side, so I need 8 of them. These ones I like doing because the bolts for these are actually on the engine head cover. It makes it so much easier to put them in. You don't have to sit there and screw them down individually. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's the rocker arms, but still, you put the rocker arm down and then you can line up your mouse pointer and just zap them all in at once. There's going to be a throttle that goes on this thing right there. I can see it. Throttle B, fuel rail DI. I should have known. I should have just gotten that. I get the rocker arms. See, this one is nice because instead of having to individually screw in all those camshaft caps, Instead of individually having to screw in all those camshaft caps, you can just line it up and zoom. Knock them all out. So much more convenient. So another roller A and a roller B. I don't know what belts this thing needs. Head cover V8I. Head cover A and B V8I. And it's this one and this one. There doesn't seem to be, let's see, J, serpentine belt V8I. I bet it needs a belt tensioner too. And there's the wires. I knew I needed those. I should have, sure enough, I should have just bought it. Okay, I think that's it. The whole thing looks like it's fully assembled. I don't see anything missing. Yep, it's all there. So now we can take it off the stand and put it in our pocket. And then, first thing first, put oil in it. I mean, the game won't let you try to drive it without oil in it, but I doing when I first started playing, and I did that once, tried to go to the dynamometer without putting oil in the car, and it was like, there's no oil in the car! And I felt stupid, so now it's like, I'm always really careful to make sure I put oil in it first. Did I buy a starter? God, please tell me I bought a starter. I didn't. God. After all that. So the transfer case and the drive shaft, and then we are done. Good God, I hate the way the camera gets jerked around like that. And that should be 100% now. Yep, 100% across the board. I didn't mean to go to the paint shop. You know what? I'm going to redo it in metallic anyway. It just looks better. Okay, so the factory engine power is 381. Let's see what we get now. I was kind of thinking about 700, but that would have been close to twice the original engine power, and that almost never happens. Let's try taking it off-road, because it has off-road tires. Let's see what happens. It looks... I probably could have picked a better color than this, honestly. If I was going to keep the car, I would paint it something else, but since I have no intention of keeping it... It is shiny, though. Notice that even the bed liner is shiny. Well, anyway, let's see what this thing does. I have no idea. I've actually very rarely come here because I almost never do, trucks like this. So this is not an off-road truck. Oh my God. Maybe if I get a hold of a Jeep Cherokee. Oh, it just got stopped cold by whatever it hit there. Maybe if I drive it on maybe if I get a Jeep Cherokee or oh man. I stuck? No. I have rebuilt a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and also there's another Jeep, like not the Willys, but the Wrangler, I think, that's also in the Jeep DLC. Maybe those would behave a little bit better out here. Can't get up a whole lot of speed either. But it's a truck, it's not intended to go fast. Oh no! Don't roll down the hill! Oh my god. Okay, that's enough screwing around. Okie dokie. Alright, time now to sell this car. Recall that I purchased it for about $29,000. Car value now $224,000. The restoration bonus of $44,000 because the mileage is low. So call it $268,000 on an initial purchase of $29,000. Yeah, I think that's pretty worthwhile. Okay, so I'm not going to do the Porsche in this episode. I'll do a separate episode on this. Since I already did a Porsche 911 America, I'll do this one because it's a turbo. And it'll be a slightly different build, but I just won't do that now. And on that note, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you again soon for our next Junkyard rebuild episode. Have a pleasant day or evening, whatever time it is for you, and bye for now.